Hello, my name is Lillian O'Brien and welcome to our Events by Lady O'Brien. And in this segment, we've got a few things that we're going to be focusing on. First, the Black Lives Matter movement that is going on around the world as well as here in Canada. Equality and it cannot just be for the white privileged people. It has to apply to everybody else, all the ethnic groups. Well, that's because of the slave trade, of all the slaves that were brought in from Africa all those years ago. And a lot of people, they still feel that because the slave trade happened and they did what they did, the inhumane treatments that they did, and some people just think that they have a right to continue abusing other black human beings, and they have absolutely no sense of respect or lives of black people. Well, I'm thankful that we live in a Canadian community which does not see the same racial tensions as what's going on in the US. I'm not a politician, so therefore I will not say what I would do as a politician. I'm going to speak as a mother and as an African and an immigrant to Canada. We want to see a country where we can live in harmony together without having to look at the color of my skin or the color of my children when they go out at night and be wondering whether they're going to come back home to us. We want our children to come home safely, and we want our children to enjoy the same privileges white and the local Canadians enjoy. But for Africans and Aboriginals, the First Nations people, they continue to be tormented every day. They continue to lose their loved ones every day. Each time they step out of the house, none of them are ever sure that they will see their loved ones again. Now, that's not the Canada that we should be, looking at. We should be looking at a Canada that treats all of us the same. And if somebody is, not using a crosswalk and things like that. I think there was an incident of an African that was caught up on Granville Street after he was jaywalking or whatever at night. And, he was brutally attacked by more than 3 officers. And in the end, nothing happened. Everybody just treated it like, it's normal. It's not normal. Those things don't happen to white kids. So why should it be happening to black people? Just because you see a black child and they probably, they have Rasta, type of hairstyle or something, or they dress differently to you, it doesn't make them a thief. Some of them are going to the university there at UBC, some of them at Simon Fraser, they're studying, they want to be surgeons, they want to be doctors. And it doesn't make them gangsters or anything like that. So I think just because we don't all look the same, it doesn't mean that we are criminals. Well, where there's anger, there's always going to be, the few rotten apples that are going to take things to a different level, because there's also going to be, people that are simply going to show up who have nothing to do with the protesters, people that are simply, they simply show up at these events, like it has already been proven in some areas, that there are people that want to just simply go there to cause problems. These are people that have got their own groups, and they simply want to make sure that when there's any protest going on and it's black people that are involved, these people want to show up so that in the end they can give the black protesters a bad name. One of the things that worry us and concern all of us, especially all people of color, not only just Africans, this also applies to Filipinos, Aboriginals, the First Nations people, as well as the Chinese community. They are all going through the same thing, and I think we all have a responsibility to see how we can best create some form of a dialogue so that we can better understand why this is happening here. I know a lot of people would like to think, okay, this is just an American problem, but it's not. This has been going on for some time, and some of you may have seen some of the videos that were shared where you had black youths as well as First Nations people, some that were actually killed. yeah, we do think that we have a problem and we need to address it. So in order for us to begin this conversation and start talking about it in details, we want to hear what your views are and what you think needs to happen in order for us to begin to demand change. Because as mothers of our young people that are growing up here in Canada, all mothers, fathers, it is our responsibility. We owe it to our children to make sure that we speak up and we see how we can engage with the politicians so that we can find dialogue to move forward, so that we can all live in harmony here in Canada.